Back in August 2018, when I collected my dream supercar, I had this imaginary checklist of boxes that I wanted to tick. Firstly, I wanted to own it in my dream spec, the Grigio Telesto with the yellow brake calipers and the gloss black wheels. Dub Customs wrapped it, tick. I then wanted to create the best sounding supercar that I'd ever owned. And in turn, I think I made it sound the best sounding supercar in the entire world. Fab speed exhaust, tick. And the third box that I wanted to tick was I wanted to revert it back to its factory specification and make it feel like it had just rolled off the production line in Italy. Today, I get to tick that box because Barkaways have told me my car is ready for collection, and whilst we had other plans to do the collection pre-lockdown, we will be socially distancing to collect and unveil to you my dream Lamborghini Murcielago LP640 in its official gloss black paint job. And today's video is a biggie because it is also the time that I realise that my Murcielago is the supercar that I've owned the longest out of all of my supercars. It is the longest standing supercar on the Supercars of London YouTube channel, and whilst over the last 8 to 9 months it's not been on the road, this project has been huge, and today I get to tick the box. So let's take a quick look back at what a ridiculous journey this car has had.
It needed a bit of loving, didn't it? It had been wrapped, and then clearly they'd taken that off. Complete colour change, wasn't it? Because it was a sort of greeny colour, wasn't it? Yeah. So to go from that to a gloss black was going to be a huge transformation. Taking it all off, you think, what's this car going to look like? You know, if we pull it all off, is all the paint going to come off? Is it going to be corrosion? Is there accident damage? What are we going to find under all this wrapping? So it's real sort of anticipation of going through that stage, which is exciting. First of all, you've got to strip it back to the metal. So you've got to start with what you're going to be working with. So you've got to start with the metal. You've got to get the metal straight and make sure the metal's right. Then you can build on that, and we use a very fine leveling product. It's like a very fine filler, and all you're doing is putting a lot on and taking 90% of it off again, and all it does is takes the undulations out of the panels. That's when you start to build the definition. Now the hardest thing is, you know, when it goes gloss black, it's going to show up everything. When you're doing it with undercoats and primers and it's a sort of satin dull finish, it's not going to show up quite as much as gloss black's going to. So that's the skill of the guys, getting the panels straight, getting the lines right when you haven't quite got the finished article.
You join me in the Barkaways workshop, more excited than I think I've ever been for a car collection, a new car launch. This right now is the moment that I show you guys my Lamborghini Murcielago. It's right there, there is no cover on it. I'm literally gonna have to flick the camera around and you are gonna see it in all of its glory. Glass in, wheels redone, badges on. The badges to me are the final box ticked for me to see the car completely finished, and it is not until those badges go on that the car looks unfinished. When I saw it at SB Race Engineering, there are still a few panels missing. Those guys did a fantastic job at rebuilding it, but now it's been polished. I can see that it is as glass-like possible. This has been on a proper journey, and Barkaways have absolutely knocked the job out of the park. It is high definition, it is glass-like paint, and it looks absolutely stunning. But there is a secret part to this car that is brand new that I have not said yet, and that is the windscreen. So when the windscreen came out and all of the glass came out to go into the paint booth, I had to claim on my insurance because I needed a new windscreen. There was a crack in it, and basically it broke the record for my insurance company's windscreen payout. It only cost me about 75 quid because that's how much my excess was, but that windscreen, that piece of glass, is around £12,000, and it broke the record at my insurance company for the most expensive windscreen. And they found it at McLaren. I don't know where at McLaren, whether it was a dealership, a sales department, a service department, or whether it was McLaren Woking. But yes, a new windscreen on my Lamborghini Murcielago. Somehow McLaren have Lamborghini stock, because that windscreen is an incredibly rare piece of glass and a very expensive piece of glass. £12,000 for a new windscreen. But fundamentally, all of the nuts and bolts, official Lamborghini from Eurospares, which is from the Lamborghini factory, and everything is put back together better than it was put back together last time before I bought the car when it got resprayed. So right now we have a Lamborghini Murcielago LP640, as new as if it rolled off the production line. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my dream Lamborghini, fully finished down at Barkaways. Oh my god, I've just spent the last 10 minutes or so walking around the car in complete awe. There is something so special about seeing this car with the badges on. This is as road ready as I've ever seen it in the last 9 months, I think. The car went to SB around August time, and since then the car's been de-wrapped, fully stripped. The car's come down here where they have completely taken the paint back to its body. Then the car's been almost remolded, sculpted for higher definition lines, which I'm sure you can see in some of the footage that I've shot in this video. And here we have the car with the badges on and the final panels. There is something so special about seeing the Lamborghini badge back where it belongs. And the car is parked up here in a sea of incredible, beautiful Ferraris behind, and this black Lamborghini, even though it's black, stands out. Ultimate stealth spec. Red brake calipers. The wheels have also been completely painted, I was going to say refurbished, painted in gloss black to match the rest of the car, and I am over the moon with how it looks. Oh, I could stare at this for days, and now that it has had this incredible paint job, there is a level of protection, there is a level of ownership that I have never experienced before with a car. The amount of love that I have for this versus any other car that I've ever owned is just through the roof. And I feel like now I need to build a garage, or I need to build a place that I can put this car and never take it back out. I'm gonna have to PPF this car. I'm gonna have to just do everything that I possibly can to protect the work that these guys have done down at Barkaways. And yeah, I've kind of got myself a little bit of free reign. So what I'm gonna do now is, I think, take the car outside. It is blisteringly hot. The sun is out. This is gonna be the first time that I get to see my car under natural light. And I'm a little bit nervous because black paint in sun makes it incredibly hard to photograph, but I'm gonna do my best. And I can't wait to hear this car, and I cannot wait to see it actually dynamically moving as well. So let's get this outside, let's see what it looks like in the sun, and then wrap up what needs to happen now for my dream Lamborghini. This is hands down the hardest part of the video, but I think we've got a cloud covering the sun, meaning that we can see this in all of its glory. You can see just how good the paint is on the car. I've had to change the camera just purely because I think it's going to be the best way that I can capture seeing this car out in natural light. Look how good this thing looks. It is an absolute Batmobile. We've taken it round the corner from Barkaways just so that we can see what this car looks like, and I am blown away. Now obviously this car has been off the road for the last 8 or 9 months or so. It is in desperate need of a service, and that is the first thing that is going to happen to this car. So sadly I'm not even going to be able to drive it away from here because 1, it's not been MOT'd, 2, it needs to be taxed, there aren't any number plates for it at the moment, it needs a service, and then it needs to go and get PPF'd, because there is no way that you can drive this car having fresh paint on it without any protection. So that is 100% the first few things that are going to happen. So sadly, we will not be seeing this on the road or me driving it any time soon, but I'm working on it. Guys, promise you, I'm working on it. But what an incredible morning, seeing this car fully finished and getting it outside, hearing it, listening to that V12. It is so good to see this car looking like this. I cannot believe the journey that I have been on with this car, with SB Race Engineering and the guys down at Barkaways who have made this project possible. So ladies and gentlemen, there we go. There is still a number of videos that I need to film with this car, one of them being how much did the paint cost, a full breakdown on the cost of this project, along with what my running costs have been like over the last month or so with the car being off the road. There has still been a lot of costs incurred by owning this car, but I genuinely do not care. This is hands down the best car I've ever owned. It will be the best car I will ever own. So ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, massive thank you to Barkaways. I will be seeing them very soon. This car will be transferred to SB Race Engineering in the coming days. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you've enjoyed this video and my first look at my dream Lamborghini LP640 fully finished. My arm is hurting now. I'm not used to holding a camera. It's been about 2.5 months and my arm is not built for holding a cameras. I'll be working on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Head into the link into the description so that you can check out Barkaways and all of the work that they do, because they have been absolute heroes throughout the entire process and true professionals. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Murcielago, done.
Exactly that. That didn't come out of the factory that sharp. Yeah. It just didn't.
Yeah.
No. And the polish as well, we call it orange peel, and it is like orange peel. Factory cars get sprayed, buffed over once, and that's it, and you get a slight peely finish. No. This has had days and days and days of polishing, cutting it back 3000s, finer and finer, so they get to this almost like flour paper, and it defines the lines and just polishing all the orange peel off, so you're left with like what we call almost coloured glass.
I mean, I've seen that because I've taken photos of my own reflection in the paint, and it is like a mirror. We had bigger plans for a collection, shall we say, and to unveil the car. Are we going to hopefully have that once lockdown eases and we can kind of get back to normal?
That's our plan. As you say, we always unveil some of our recent projects because people love to see it. They go, what have you been up to? What's been happening at Barkaways? And here it is, and we drive it in front of 400 people last year. We're here for the event. Fabulous. It had to get deferred for lockdown, so what we're going to do is try and put something in the diary. It'll be quite sort of spur of the moment. It won't be the sort of size that we normally do it, but if we can just put something together quickly and go, right guys, it's safe, we're cool, let's just do it on this Saturday and try and do something, because people love it. It's a great event, and obviously something like this, which is a huge car, we're very proud of it. It's a Lamborghini, it ticks all the boxes. Everyone's been asking me about it. It's been so well publicised through YouTube and all the rest of it. Everyone wants to see it, so it'd be the great car for people to come and see.